Hi, welcome back. This is Tim Grant with Shunra Software once again. This is the Network Catcher tutorial for the agent installation for Network Catcher 6.0. Other tutorials include the server installation, which you should have already installed before you get to this one. So if you haven't installed the server, go ahead and stop this video and go back and look at the server installation video. There's another one for setting up endpoints, capturing and analyzing network profiles, and using that in your performance engineering practice. The objective of this video is straightforward, just helping you set up step by step through the installation process and registering an agent. Starting with the machine prerequisites, you'll need to have a Windows server with administrator rights, plenty of RAM and disk space for the installation. You'll need to open up the Windows firewall so that port 80 inbound is open. The installer does this, but just for your information, that is a prerequisite for using Network Catcher. Also, the network firewall has to have inbound port 80. Also, inbound ICMP and UDP or TCP, depending on what kind of measurements you want to do between agents and between target endpoints. The Network Catcher's general layout includes a Network Catcher server. The Network Catcher server can do measurements outbound to any reachable point on the network or the internet. If you want to do bidirectional bandwidth measurements, then you want to install a Network Catcher agent. The Network Catcher agent has to be on the domain, or it has to be somewhere where the DNS is reachable. The remote Network Catcher agent software is what I'm going to take you through now. Before we start, you have to install .NET 4 and MSMQ. Instructions are included with the install package that you should have already. Installing the Network Catcher server starts by logging into the Network Catcher user interface using your admin password. Click on Options to download the agent, and then you want to do the Run option. Once it downloads and starts, the installer does do some preparation on the machine. Agree to the software license and walk through the install wizard. Now, it will ask you for an address or IP or computer name. Go ahead and just leave it to be the computer name. There's some dependency in there for MSMQ that's going to need to stay the computer name. And just follow the wizard all the way through. WinPCAP is a prerequisite. It uses the WinPCAP driver only. So there's no promiscuous network capturing going on. It's only timings for the Network Catcher traffic that Network Catcher generates. Once WinPCAP has finished its installation, the installation is complete. Now you want to go back to the Network Catcher user interface and click on the Endpoints tab. Give a name to an endpoint, which is the location that you just set up. You want to click the checkbox that says Shunra agent installed. If the Shunra agent is not installed, then it's just a regular target endpoint that you can reach from another agent or from the Network Catcher server machine. IP address for the URL. The IP address or the URL has to be entered in this field. That's the external facing IP address. And then you can click the push pin and do a search on the location, the city, state, and country. And click search. It'll find it on the map, and then just click save. Finally, enter this address. If you're on the machine that you installed the Network Catcher agent, then you'll just want to open up any browser, put in localhost/nc agent, just like you see here. And what you should see is a WCF portal service open up here. This is what the MSMQ and WCF opens whenever Network Catcher installs, and just so you know that it's listening for traffic from the Network Catcher server. If you have any questions, please contact me, tim.grant@shunra.com. I'd be glad to take any input you have on the product.